97 years old, funniest guy. I mean, and a sharp guy. He was in the audience. Tom Job with the surfers was up there explaining how they they ran the race car. So, and Isky came up and sat next to me, and I sat with him at a number of these banquets the last few years. And he says, Don, he says, did they talk that's the surfers up there? I says, yeah, they said that. Tom Job's doing the thing. And Tom says, hey, is there any questions? Isky raised his hand. Yeah, I got a question. I says, Tom says, oh, okay, Isky. He says, back in the day when you were running that top fuel dragster and you were running the nitro and you were atomizing the fuel going into the combustion chamber, how did you exactly do that to get that thing to fire that much better with the atomization of that nitromethane? And Job says, well, all we did is we just choked down the nozzle size, so we can get that thing to have more pressure and spray out. And he says, well, how much pressure did you run on that system? And he said, Tom said, well, we usually do 50, 60 pounds, and or the average is 50 or 60 pounds, but we're up to 200 pounds to get that. But nobody knew that. It's one of the things that we did. He says, so then you have the 100%. And so they're going on this thing, and I was thinking about that when we were going through the numbers, because Tom Job finally says, Isky, I think we need to stop talking about that, because these people are going to lynch us if we keep talking about this thing.
Putting some to sleep, and the other ones are going to the beer line.
Yeah, well, we're done. This Isky. But my favorite Isky story was last year we did the Nitro Revival with Steve Gibbs up at Laguna Seca. And we had a panel up front. We had about 6 of the legends up there. Kelly Brown, Eddie Ace McCullough, number of them. And then we had Garlits at the end. And then Isky came in at the end, and he was 97 years old. So they're sitting there, they're talking, and it was a deal where I just handed the mic over and just let them go. Because Isky and Garlits talking, you've never heard so many stories. And this kind of started out with Isky was saying, back in the day, he says, Garlits actually got a cam from me back in 1953, and Garlits says, yeah, and I remember that. It was $153.65, and I got the receipt still for it. And Isky says, well, he says, you actually, back then, we gave those away as long as you had the decal on the car, but he's, Garlits sent the check, and I just cashed it. And so they went on telling this story, and when it all got done, I got done with that. I said, the best part of that story was how he screwed Garlits out $153.
That's funny.
But he is a character, and he is a legend in our sport. Both of them, Garlits and Iskenderian.
And their memories are, obviously Isky, he's 97 years old. Garlits in his 80s. And their memories are sharp.
Absolutely. When Garlits, we would do some things. We did a piece on who ran the first 200-mile-per-hour run, and there was always a question whether it was Connie or Garlits or the Greek, And Garlits would sit there and precisely tell you, every detail about how the timing was system and why his was a legitimate one, and the other ones, they used rubber hoses in there to get and it wasn't accurate, and it was, and that was true back in the day. The timing was so suspect on a lot of tracks, but it's amazing how much those guys can just retain over the years.
And we're not old enough to question it, right? Nope. Whatever they say, it's got to go.
Nope. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. But I'll tell you what, we're getting a little bit of a track cleanup here. We're going to get back to racing in a little bit. So it's still qualifying. We saw the first round of racing in a fuel funny car. What were your thoughts on that?
Some tight races. There was a lot of really good matchups. Saw a whole shot win. 81 to an 81. That was dang. And then Densham, boy, it's kind of funny. We saw in the interview them talking about maybe we should get a new body. Yeah, okay. Maybe they wish they had the spare body with them right now to be able to run.
Yeah, so you think they're out for it then? They don't have a spare body for that one?
In the interview with Jason there, he was talking about, it sounded like they're...
Yeah, it's a tough break, Bess. So, we're going to have some more qualifying nitro. We're going to have the jet cars, we're going to have the wheel standards. So right now, let's throw it back to the tower and finish up the action.